The Codega is a guide and a storyteller, escorting you through the night, lighting the way, warding off thieves, ghosts, demons, and other oddities. Along the journey, his companions would often share with him the most curious of stories that he'd record in his Codex. Perhaps you just might find yourself traveling with the Codega and sharing one of yours.
Welcome back to Codega's Codex of Curiosity, where the strange and mysterious take center stage. Hey everyone, tonight we're venturing into uncharted skies as I'm going to share some truly fascinating UFO sightings. I'm not going to have a guest on tonight, but these are stories of reported stories, okay? And they defy explanation. They leave us wondering what's out there beyond the stars, or beyond the borders, or underneath the seas. A little bit of everything, you know. It depends on what you actually believe and where these crafts are coming from. So from fiery streaks across the night to bizarre silent formations hovering above, these reports are just a glimpse into the countless mysteries people are witnessing around the world. So if you have ever seen something you can't explain, whether it's strange light, unusual craft, cryptid, ghost, or anything, something that you'll never forget, I want to hear your story. Send it to codexofcuriosities@gmail.com. And maybe, just maybe, your experience will be featured on a future episode. So sit back, keep your eyes on the sky, and let's explore the unknown together. All right, so I'm going to start off reading some of these reports, but I picked a specific location in Michigan, Kalamazoo. So this is near Kalamazoo. If you are from Kalamazoo, shout out to you. Also, you know, anybody listening and you want me to pick a specific spot, let me know. Fire me a place, and I will do one of these episodes specifically for that area. Okay, so this was in '96, and it was reported by two friends who were relaxing on Pickerel Lake near Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was night, and the two were floating on rafts anchored to stay in place. The night was calm and slightly chilly, not the kind of night for swimming, but perfect for stargazing. The stars were bright and clear when one of them spotted something unusual, a bright object moving quickly across the sky. At first, it seemed like a shooting star, but something about it wasn't quite right. Unlike meteors, which usually burn out, the object kept going, cutting a path across the sky from north-northwest to south-southeast. What really stood out, though, were the movements. The object didn't follow the smooth, straight trajectory you expect. Instead, it made sharp turns and erratic jumps, zigging and zagging, as if it were performing a strange aerial dance. This wasn't the kind of motion you'd see from a plane, a satellite, or anything natural. The witness called out to their friend, who quickly spotted it as well. Both watched in amazement as the object sped across the sky, moving silently, slower than a falling star, but still incredibly fast. The two agreed they had never seen anything like it before. Despite their awe, when they later shared their story, most people shrugged it off with a casual, "Oh yeah, that's nice." But for the two friends, it was unforgettable. A moment of high strangeness that left them questioning what they had seen and who or what might have been behind it. All right, let's move on to the next one. UFO sighting, November 16th, 1999, Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was a quiet evening on the campus of Western Michigan University. The air was crisp and the sky clear as the witnesses sat outside on the old campus steps, facing east. It was a moment of calm until something extraordinary lit up the southern sky. A giant fireball, brilliant and intense, tore across the heavens, leaving the observer awestruck. At first, it appeared to break apart, surrounded by smaller fiery fragments, almost like sparks trailing behind a comet. But as it continued its path, the fragments converged, forming a single unified blaze. The sight was overwhelming. The witnesses, shaken and stunned, thought it might be a nuclear strike. Heart-pounding, they stepped off the stairs, frozen in place, watching the fiery phenomena streak toward the horizon until it disappeared from view. In that fleeting moment, fear turned to existential dread. The witness began to pray, overwhelmed by the thought that the world might be ending. They described this event as something far beyond their previous experiences with UFOs or even Bigfoot. It was unreal, they said, like nothing I've ever seen, and nothing I'll likely ever see again. Though the sighting was brief, it left an incredible mark on their memory. Even now, decades later, the witness struggles to put the event into words. It was a fiery spectacle, breathtaking and terrifying, that remains etched into the night sky of Kalamazoo, Michigan. UFO sighting, November 8, 2020. A professional pilot trained to observe and evaluate the skies experienced something that left him puzzled and uneasy. The sighting took place in Kalamazoo, Michigan, just after 6 p.m. on Sprinkle Road near East H Avenue. It started with a group of aircraft, 5 to 8 of them. He spotted them moving in a uniform sequence across his night sky. These craft featured dominant orange and yellow lights that were unusual in both color and behavior. The witness initially assumed this was a heavy flow of traffic into a major airport like Chicago's O'Hare or Midway, but something about the scene was off. This was far from normal aircraft operations for the area, especially on a quiet Sunday evening. Driving south on Sprinkle Road, the observer noticed that the aircraft seemed much lower and closer than initially perceived. Too low to be traveling to distant airports, and too numerous for Kalamazoo's own airfield. There was no clear indication that the aircraft were moving, adding to the mystery. Curious, they turned around to get a better view, heading north again. The original group of craft had disappeared from sight, but one remained, hovering, silent, and still. The pilot pulled over, turned on their emergency flashers, and rolled down the window to listen. No engine noise, no blades, no familiar sounds of propulsion. After a minute or two, the craft's lights blinked out completely, vanishing into the night. No movement, no redirection, just gone. As the witness continued scanning the sky, another oddity appeared. A small parachute drifting down east of Sprinkle Road near a tree line. This wasn't a steerable parachute, but a round one, seemingly carrying a small payload. Too small for a person. At this point, confusion gave way to unease. The witness decided to leave the area, shaken but determined to record the event for the sake of investigation. What makes this report stand out is the credibility of the observer, a seasoned pilot with a vast aviation experience, someone trained to analyze and explain aerial phenomena. Even with their professional background, the sighting defied explanation. The witness, a self-professed skeptic, emphasized that this may have been part of a military or National Guard maneuvers. But with no official confirmation, the event remains an unidentified flying object experience in every sense of the term. And lastly, UFO sighting, December 30th, 2024. Again, this is all in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay, so this happened just, a couple of weeks ago? A witness, and this was about at 8:30 p.m. A witness was out for a smoke by the sliding door when they noticed something unusual, a light in the sky. It wasn't high enough to be a star, but it was lower than a plane. The light flickered erratically, moving across the night sky while staying in the east. Intrigued and uneasy, the witness called their boyfriend to join them and grabbed their phone to record what happened. Next was nothing short of extraordinary. The object became brighter, as if it was using a massive amount of energy. And then it split. That's right. The craft split into two. A single craft became two. And eventually, it created more. At one point, the original craft seemed to merge back with another, as if demonstrating its capabilities that it could do that. The main craft then flew directly over the witness's house, moving from east to west, as if to make its presence known. It was close enough for them to see the underside of the craft. They described it as something completely unlike they had ever seen before, a dish-shaped object with dark aluminum-like exterior. It had blinking lights that changed colors: red, white, orange, and green. But of course, did not make a sound. The witness said the night was quiet and still. There was no wind, no engine hum, nothing. And this wasn't just a fleeting glance. They used binoculars and even cross-checked with an app called Skyview to rule out planets or stars. I've used that app before. It's actually a pretty fantastic app. Mars was visible that night, but it was in a different part of the sky, far away from these crafts. The closest the craft got was maybe half a mile away. At times, it moved impossibly fast, darting radically like a ping pong ball. The witness emphasized that this was no drone. This craft was larger than a car, completely silent, and performed maneuvers that defied explanation. To add credibility to the sighting, the witness FaceTime friends during the event who also saw the craft. The boyfriend, who was in police training, confirmed what they saw as well. This wasn't just a singular experience. It was shared and documented. As the witness put it, this was truly a UAP phenomena. The capabilities we saw were real. Okay, everyone, thanks for tuning in. This was my first reading of encounters. If you have any experiences, do you have any sightings? And maybe it's just a short one that you saw something that was unexplainable. And, normally my interviews last for an hour and you're like, my experience is only going to take them 5 minutes to read. Well, here it is. I'm going to be doing these readings now. So if you had an experience you want to send in, you want me to read, just tag it Tales from the Codex and send it to codexofcuriosities@gmail.com. And I look forward to putting them together and reading them. Also, make sure you guys pick a new place for me to read these encounters. And with that, keep your curiosity wandering, keep the light lit, and always find your way home.
Beneath the stars where shadows grow, the Nephilim's echoes whisper low. Bigfoot roams through the forest deep, and Dogman prowls where the brave won't sleep. Across lost history we wonder why, seeking a truth that time tried to hide. Keep your curiosities wandering and the light lit. Through the darkness, don't ever quit. In the Codex, the mysteries come, and always find your way back home. UFOs streak through the velvet skies. Aliens watch with unblinking eyes. The paranormal hums where silence breaks. In the void of secrets, a lantern wakes. Through hidden realms and stories untold, the Codega flame is a light to hold. Keep your curiosities wandering and the light lit. Through the darkness, don't ever quit. In the Codex, the mysteries come, and always find your way back home. UFOs streak through the velvet skies. Aliens watch with unblinking eyes. The paranormal hums where silence breaks. In the void of secrets, a lantern wakes. Through hidden realms and stories untold, the Codega flame is a light to hold. Keep your curiosities wandering and the light lit. Through the darkness, don't ever quit. In the Codex, the mysteries come, and always find your way back home. Legends rise from the Earth's deep core, a lost legacy we can't ignore. With every step, the veil grows thin, revealing worlds where the strange begins. Keep your curiosities wandering and the light lit. Through the darkness, don't ever quit. In the Codex, the mysteries come, and always find your way back home.